full free course on how to set up a Shopify dropshipping store in 2025. Hi there, my name is Ricky Hayes and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a dropshipping store on Shopify step by step. I have this Google Sheet that you can see here, Google Doc I should say, that has pretty much all the information that you need in it. That gives you all the links, all major steps, things you need to focus on, all of that. I always like to compile this so that you know the apps, the links, just is a simple way to get all of this. Just comment the word dropship in the comments section and like today's video, and I'll send you that through. This will be 100% yours that you can use. I just use that because this is my way that I also like to make sure that as well as a visual, you also have step-by-steps that help you further as well. You have to excuse today's rain as well. It is raining heavily, so if you can hear a bit of that, please excuse that. So fantastic. So I've already set up my store. If you haven't already, follow the link in this doc. Just use that and it just takes you through a few steps, putting your name, your email address. It says what type of store, just put in dropshipping and you'll be taken to pretty much the home page. This is just a test store that I use for this example, and I'll be using this more and more. I like to use this, and you'll be taken to a screen, something like this, and Shopify try and give you starting steps. You can follow them, of course, as well, but for the most part, honestly, you don't all that much need them. Now, there's a few things that are important to get a grasp on. Firstly, what you'll want to do is you'll want to go into your settings. Your settings, you've got all your settings like your address, email, your number, details, your order prefix. You don't need to worry too much about order prefix. That's as you build your brand out more, you can put things like your order prefix at the beginning. But honestly, you probably just want to leave it as default. Really, you could put like your brand at the beginning, right? So it should be Ricky Hayes, and then it has the order number, right? So you can do that. Your plan by default will be $1, and you have a 3-day trial. And you can upgrade at any point, pretty self-explanatory. Billing is obviously where you put your billing card. Users are any users that you have that you might want to add. You can't add more than one user on the base plan. So as a little workaround, if you want to add people, one, obviously you can either provide your login details, but two, the safe way is you make a Shopify partner portal account. And you can actually add your store and then add your team to the partner portal, and then they will also get access to your store, so you don't need to upgrade. Because a lot of what you get as the higher plans, you don't actually need a lot of it. You get things like a lower amount of fees in terms of for transactions and various things, but a lot, honestly, you don't need a huge amount, at least from what I've ever observed. So make sure your security is strong. That's just a little tip personally I just do. Always 2-factor. It takes a few minutes. You can use a free Chrome extension like Bitwarden. It's a password manager. There's plenty out there. There's LastPass. I just use Bitwarden. You can store your credentials there, so it saves you time. Payments, again, like I don't think I have it set up here, but you can set up Shopify payments. When you set up Shopify payments, make sure your address and all that is accurate, because a lot of the time now they will ask for verification of you. Your actual driver's license or your passport in most instances, and always set up PayPal as well, right? Everything else you just leave as the beginning. You don't need to worry about gift cards. I wouldn't be worried about that. Just follow that. Use your Gmail or that you've set up for this brand and make a PayPal account. Checkout, you pretty much leave that as default, phone number and email, add an SMS app. So you have to add SMS apps. You go to the App Store if you want SMS. Most of you just want email. It's only an early beta predictor mail, or I'll show you in this one, which is the Shopify email. You can actually make now duplicates of your checkout. By default, it's a one-page checkout, so that's all you need. These settings, only first and last name, company name don't include. Don't really need that. You're not a B2B. People that don't need that. Address, leave that as that, and don't include the shipping address, phone number. You want to make sure this is on, and email is turned on. And as you said, if you're doing SMS as you build out a brand, I recommend turning that on as well. But in the beginning for a dropshipping, you don't need that. Tipping options I've had turned on, but no one really does it, right? So it doesn't really work. And then you leave the address and add to cart limit on as recommended as well. I know for dropshippers, it might be like, no, turn it off, but leave it on, because too much could actually cause you issues. Customer accounts, when they have logins, we're not going to get too much into that. Dropshippers don't really need to worry about that all that much. For shipping and delivery, you want to set up your shipping. So you got your couriers. So for because this is defaulted to Australia, it's got Australia Post, and that's called Sendle, which is just another courier-based service for small business. And you can go through all of these. These are various options, especially as you build your brand. But the main one you're after is your shipping rates. And you can see I've got, I'll go through some test products here as well. So I've set up a shipping zone, whatever the shipping zone is. I've got my address and TeamDrop, which is my dropshipping fulfillment app I'll get into soon. And basically you want to have it where you have express, standard, and I don't know why, yes, pardon me, standard, that's 2 to 8 days for $100 more, right? So you want to have like a free shipping bar, X amount to get. A lot of dropshippers do 50% off or something, but I actually find what works better is getting free shipping. Everyone loves free shipping. No one likes to pay for shipping, honestly. I don't. Because you can put the 50% off on the product page, right? So, if you do that, right? And we'll get into a bit of that soon. But one of the other things you want to do as well is, I haven't edited it, but you can name the shipping rate, which is better. Express shipping, and what you can also do, pardon me, and you put what the idea 1 to 3 business days. Ideally, but if you're drop shipping it, a lot of it will be, even express would be 2 to 7 business days. Sounds good. And then what you can also do is you can do an upsell where you can add another one, and I'll just edit this one just as an example, where let's say this is the same one, and you put express shipping, express insured shipping. So it's like it has shipping insurance, company. And then you can add like an extra couple of bucks, or you can also add express shipping and priority processing. What you can do is, instead of like $15, you add an extra $2 bucks, right? So that way you can start to make a bit more profit from your shipping as well. Generally, I recommend whatever your shipping is, that you try and run at least 10 to 15% on top of that for your shipping rates. Really, really helps. Taxes and duties, pretty straightforward. You set up your taxes and duties. Depending on your business, in the beginning, you don't need to worry about that, so we're not going to get into that. Locations is your actual locations. So, you can have up to 10 active locations. Point of sale is if you're running point of sale, but dropshippers don't use that, because point of sale is like you've got a physical business, so we're not going to worry about that. Markets is the markets that you have. So, I can see that I've made United States and Australia. Domains is where you add your domains. So you can go to .store domains, you can go to GoDaddy, whatever, any of them, and buy a domain. You can even buy it through Shopify, but buying it outside of that and connecting to Shopify, it's a lot cheaper, which is good. Notifications, just notifications of orders coming through, and that basically. Metafields is for SEO, you don't need to worry about that. Languages, leave that as default. The main one you're after is policies. So you want to make sure your policies are set up. And just use the default templates, honestly. Just use the default templates is all you need to do there. Perfectly fine when it comes to that, right? So back to this doc, the social media accounts is that you want to set up as well: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Because I know with dropshippers do a lot of TikTok, but set up your Facebook and Instagram, of course, as well. So I just added those links there to save a bit of time. Now the sales channels, I haven't set them up, but you can just install them. I have the links here you can use. That you want to get the Google and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and basically I've just got the links there. I also strongly recommend setting up, if you're doing Google ads, you will need to set up Merchant Center, Google Ads, and Google Analytics, right? So these are the channels that allow you to connect these. Google has a lot more upfront work than Facebook when it comes to these things. That's just sort of how it, it's a bit more advanced in that regard, but you follow those links, set it up, and then you integrate like the Merchant Center with Google Ads. So your products are then pushed from Shopify to the Merchant Center to Google Ads. That's just how it is. And then Google Analytics into Google Ads as well. And then your Google Analytics will also be integrated on your Shopify store through the channel. So you get your analytics. The reason it all integrates, it sounds a bit confusing, is then you can do things like remarketing, and then everything, your catalog and that is all dynamic, especially because if you're running Google Ads, you'll be running shopping. A lot of the time you're running shopping in PMax campaigns. and you'll run those types of ads frequently. Okay, so next you want to set up your theme. I use Debutify theme naturally. Just go sign up for Debutify. Download either a niche or default template. I've just downloaded a jewelry template for the example of this video, just to go through it. I won't go through everything of it. Start your free trial, and so you can get your premium widgets. And then what you want to do is you go to your online. By default, it applies Horizon now, and I must admit it's a cool theme as well. But you know that apply that you just upload it. So when you want to upload a new theme, pardon me, you go import theme and upload the zip file. Upload the zip file. It takes 5 minutes. It'll become a backup theme. You publish it as your main theme, unless you want to leave it as backup until you're ready anyway. Either way works. And then you publish it. When your store is ready to go live as well, make sure you remove the store password, right? So you need to be on a plan and stuff and that for that anyway. And then you've got your theme set up. So you set up your core pages, which is your home page, product page, cart page, are the ones that you spend the most time on. But other than that, I also wanted to say you also, to set up your other pages, you've got contact us. I did some testing. I made some mistakes. About us and FAQ, they're hidden. But I'm going to actually, I'm not going to put anything in them. I just want to make them visible. To make a page visible, you just go there. The reason you need these pages, it builds out your website, and you need it as well to build a lot of trust. Then what you do is you go under content, you go under menus. So for instance, anything you want to add here, you can see I've got content. What was the page? I've just gone blank. Pardon me. About us. I just went absolutely blank on that. So then literally the easiest way is, once you have the page, you can type in the label, but if you just type in that and do that, it automatically, if you've got the page with capitals and that, it just aligns it and it's all hyperlinked. Then anything that changes on that page is URL, it'll automatically redirect. Very important. That the reason that do it that way is that with Google Shopify, it has your search engine listing, and this is the default page. If I were to change this URL handle, it'll automatically redirect. So dog. Okay, so it's going to create, you can turn that off, but I just wanted to sort of show that as well. And the other thing, as I said, was your contact page, very important as well. And then your FAQ, like what are your shipping times? What are your delivery times? What are your processing times? Just general questions like that. I just use ChatGPT to help with things like that. For the sake of today's video, we don't need to go further into that. When it comes to the store, go customize, and then you're in the theme editor for Shopify. And the theme editor is pretty cool. It's very important that you make sure that your website is optimized for mobile. Naturally, Debutify theme is. I mean, let's be honest, nearly any theme is. There's a few bugs that I've noticed as of recording this. I don't know why. This is just something to do with Shopify. Working with my team on it, but I just sort of wanted to show you sort of a setup. Like, it's the key thing when it comes to with Debutify, with all the widgets all integrated, is that the first thing is you have your theme settings. You'll go through it. You've got free sections. Okay, you've got paid sections. Okay, so sections for it. You got free widgets and then paid widgets. Okay, and then you can have a look at all of these. These are all default Shopify ones that we naturally include as well. But you got all these paid widgets. So you can see I've got a number of them turned off. I have cart upsell turned off. I'll turn on cart testimonial. Cart benefit and guarantees. I haven't gone through it. You got your country blocker, delivery dates. And once those are done, that activates them. And then you can go back into here and you can go into your cart drawer, your wish list drawer, your quick compare drawer, and you can customize them. Okay. So if we were to go, let's say to the product page, the key is with the product page. I know that's where a lot of, now I've had, as I said, it's been buggy as a recording. I've made like just quantity breaks. I've added like a size chart. And the key thing is that, okay, so if you want to move something, literally you put it like that and you move it from there. I've had it at times where you can do drag and drop. I don't know. It's, as I said, just been buggy recently. But the key thing as well is that to add things to this product page, sorry, probably I'm in the wrong section. To add anything to the product page, you have to add it as a widget here. So you can see I've added a swatch. I don't know why it's not appearing. That's I've added the swatch. I think it's because I don't have any actual variants properly set up on the back end. So if you find that, make sure you check your product variants when it comes to that. You can see I've got sticky add to cart, and then it's shown that. and I could change that to desktop, mobile, show star ratings, which will integrate with Debutify reviews and mostly review apps. You can choose pulse. So if I want to change it to bounce, see how it's now changed to bounce. Sometimes you'll have to click save and wait. As I said, it's actually the theme editor. It's not the theme. It can be a real pain. And then, if I wanted to change, let's say like the interval timer, bounce every 3 seconds, bounce, bounce, bounce. You don't want to spam it too much, right? Like you want it to make it feel as natural as possible. The key one is you want like quantity breaks. So you add quantity breaks, and you can see I've added 2 quantity breaks, right? And so by default has 1, and then you want to add a second that has you buy 2, and each of these you then customize individually, right? So if you've got 3 in a free product, there you go, add the free product, and to get there's the eligibility for it as well, and then you can just rename it, right? So basically what I'm showing you is that you do everything on to enable things and put it into the theme on the left side panel, and then the right side is basically where you do the editing. So test free product. Okay. Now, and again, as I said, sometimes you need to save, and pardon me, and then this is where again sometimes just need to do a bit of testing and should update. There we go. Right. So so what I would put is buy 3 get 1 free. Right. Okay. And so there you go. You get your quantity breaks. Right. And the cool thing as well, we've done it is that you can also add discount codes for automatic discount codes and stuff as well. And as I said, anyone that add this will automatically add it to the cart will automatically. It saves you a lot of time and effort there as well. You can even do apply it for certain products and stuff as well if you want. But the big thing that I wanted to get into is that you can go here. If you want to go to your product page, your cart page, check out your cart page, optimize your cart page. Okay. And then you can also do the same for your home page as well. So the big thing is using this, and so the reason I'm trying to keep it a bit more generic is obviously I use Debutify theme, but many people don't. So whatever theme you are using, those are the main ones: product page, home page, cart page. I know with dropshipping, collections aren't really important. You have to have a large SKU. For my new brand that I'm building, that's my pajamas, I'm starting with 10 purchased real products. So I'm going to be working a lot of my collections and stuff as well, which I think is really, really important. The other thing I did want to show though was app embed. So whatever app you're using, like in this case, I'm using online store chat, which is the Shopify store chat. I could turn it off if I want. And then you can see it disappears. And then the review app, right? So most of the apps, they have Shopify app embeds within the theme, depending on, like a review app, you want to show it. In the past, you used to have to manually install the code and set it up, whereas now, because it's drag and drop and you enable it to give the app the functionality, and then you basically just drag and drop, right? So if I was to go back to my product page, you'll see that I've already done it. Pardon me. There we go. So we got under product information, we've got star rating, right? So I've added that to the template. So I don't have any star ratings, but you can also see, I think I've added it twice as a mistake. But I've also added, it was here, there we go. Added the actual review app widget. As I said, it can be a bit laggy at times, if I'm to be honest with you. So that's why you have to do a bit of testing when it comes to these things to go back and forth. But basically then the easiest way to do it is you can add a section. So like, I want to add it here, add the section. And then if you want to add the app, there you go, away you go. The blocks, I don't know why the blocks aren't showing. This has been some Shopify bugs, but nonetheless, you can see, like, for instance, the review app looks good there. We've got some recommended, and you can see, I've got my email and I've got my footer. Now, that was one thing I didn't show with your footer as well. You choose the menu. So this is where what you want to do is you set up at least your main menu and your footer. You can replace this. So I wanted to put my main menu. I will put my main menu, and there you go. It's now exactly the same as it is for my header menu. If I want as well, but naturally, your header and footer is going to be different. So you always want to footer. Go back down there. Go away. So I usually find that at times using the side here can be a bit overwhelming. I actually you want to try and go there, drag, click, drop, replace. I usually find is the easiest way, and that's what Shopify really recommend you'll find too. And there you go. You can see adding my socials as well. I haven't added any socials naturally, but you can add socials. So like social media. Can't see it because my actual recording is in the way. But basically you want to go through that and just check on mobile. It looks as nice as possible. You can see what I've done with the product description. You can do even more with it. I just use ChatGPT. I got the product and I'm like, yep, I want to do something like this. And overall it looks good, right? And so then the main thing is you want to do is above the fold, really focus a lot on that to really get the conversion rates as high as possible. And that's pretty much your store as a starting point, pretty much set out. Okay, so that's now pretty much the themes. Let's move on. As a little tip, the ones you want to have at least: sticky add to cart, quantity breaks, before and after, product zoom, image with text, cart animation. I added sticky add to cart, product benefits as well, UGC carousel, reviews. Now, as I said, I have it here with the reviews, so you can just, it is a part of the Debutify base plan, but you can also install it separately if you want, if you're using another theme, entirely up to you. So you got your UGC carousel, and upsell, cart benefits, and trust badges. Okay, so those are at least a number of the ones. I would think of some more off the top of my head, but basically those are ones you would want to definitely at least look into and start configuring them. If you have issues, just reach out to support anytime. Abandoned cart recovery. So for abandoned cart, this is where you start using the app section. So you can see I've installed a few apps. So you can only use this when you're actually on a trial. You can use other ESPs. As I said, I'm building one like it's a Predictmail, but all I did was you've left items at the checkout, right? All you literally need is something basic like this in the beginning. It is definitely far from perfect what Shopify have built, but as in the beginning, right? It's basic, right? But that's all you need, right? Just to get people to come back, because abandoned cart recovery is really important. You'll see all your abandoned carts under orders, abandoned checkouts. Okay, so you'll see them. And so just set that up. That's all you really need there. Now moving on, product descriptions, I've already said that. Key pages, already said that. Checkout settings, we've already gone through that. Post-purchase upsell, I haven't installed it, but use Reconvert, and you can add a 20% discount for someone to rebuy that product, and you can even set it up dynamic. Works quite well. So I recommend looking at that. Aftership for tracking, right? So you can use Aftership, and basically you just want to set up a default page. Once you have that default page, all you do is you just go into pages. You can either make a page and copy the HTML code, or the other way as well, because you want to have a tracking order page, and you just go menus, and you can see I've already made one, and you can see that this is my tracking page, right? So if I were to go, this is old as something went wrong. Probably have to reconfigure it. But you just copy it there, and it'll just open it up. You can put that in your header and footer, right? Track order. It helps people a lot, because one of the main questions you will get is about order tracking, especially when you're drop shipping and people want their items yesterday. That people always want to know, because that's just what you'll find happens a lot. If you do blogs, you can do that as well. Finance is when you're getting your payments through, especially from Shopify payments for process revenue. Your analytics is where you see your default analytics. You can see here, what your traffic is, sessions over time. You can see your conversion rate breakdown. It's pretty cool. You can customize it as well if you have different ones you want to do, which I might get into future videos, but we don't need to today. The default stuff is you want to see that. Sales by channel, sessions, conversion rate, average order value are the main ones you want to see. When you go to live view as well, this is really cool, especially coming into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that you can see where all your orders are coming from. And you'll see that Shopify actually have it where they'll do some marketing stunt or something where they'll show their where their orders are from. They always do that every year. And so you can see where your orders are from. It's just a really cool thing. Some people just love to live stream this stuff. Shopify have done a good job knowing that people like to do that. It's really, really cool. If you want to make discounts, you can make discounts here. This is where you can make one. So like I've made a test. So you choose it to specific products, hold store, is it to all customers? Is it specific customers? Limit the quantity, the combinations that you can add, and you can add a start and end date if you wish, and add comments, right? If you build your team, you can do that as well. You can allow the discount as well to be featured on selected channels as well. So they've given a lot of control. In the past, there wasn't as much. For any content and that you upload as well, any files, you can upload it here. So when you do anything in the theme editor, it'll always be here. I recommend whatever files you plan to use, upload it here. Again, it's just less buggy, and then you just choose it in the theme editor. It just saves you a smidge amount of time. Customers is where you see customer private data, and then products is where you can go into collections, inventory, purchase orders, but the collections, inventory, purchase more for D2C brands. For dropshippers, you just want to have your product. So this is, you can see here where I've done my product, and I've had my description, added my images, my pricing. I've chose multiple locations. I've got team drop here as well, so I'll choose that. You want to make sure you probably choose that as your fulfillment one. We'll get into team drop in just a moment. So team drop is like a fulfillment service. Drop shipping, relatively new. They're good for that. And you can see here is you got your color meta fields. And as I said, your pricing. So you always want to put your pricing with ending in 9.5, and then your compare at price in 9.5. You'll ideally want to get from your supplier, whatever that looks like, what the cost is. And then it'll automatically calculate your margins, which is just a nice little thing. So you can get your actual cost per purchase margin as well as your actual profit percentage margin. I always strongly, especially for dropshipping, recommend that you always have it to continue to selling when out of stock. Not that really ever happens, but I always just add that in as just a little one. So you can then add variants depending on your type of product. Does it have color, accessory, material? So if I want to add color, okay. And this is why the swatches didn't show up for me. So you can see that it's picked it up from the meta fields already. And I just go save. And different colors, you might have different available amounts of stock. So make sure you're always checking your availability of your stock as well. Okay, just to make sure that everything's all good there. And you can then add as many colors as you want. Shopify know that most of the time it's color and size is a big thing as well. So make sure you're just going through that and spending a bit of time there too. Meta fields, won't need to worry about. This is for your SEO listing. Again, don't need to worry too much about that as when it comes to dropshipping. Any orders you get through will show up here. Drafts is like a draft order. You might be doing like some B2B wholesale, show up there. Shipping labels is when you do shipping labels. For dropshippers, you don't need to worry about that. But you can see like they use, pretty sure that's with Sendle. Discounted labels with top carriers, all your sales channel, print batching up to 250. So, it's really, really good what they sort of do there. And as I said, you've got your abandoned checkouts. Now let's go into the other app that's obviously an important one, which is for your fulfillment. So here you've got team drop, and you can see that what you most important thing you want to do is you want to connect your store or authorize your store, right? I've told them that I think it should be called an integration. It should have Shopify and then have your authorized stores, because you can have like one account with lots of stores, right? It's dropship, you have a lot of stores. What I like about the tool, you can find products. I will be honest, I don't think it's that amazing when it comes to the products, especially when you have a look at the information about the specific product. You want to see more of who's selling it. You want to see the trend, the popularity, various things like that. But it gives you inspiration nonetheless. You've also got, you can do your product search, your sourcing result, and it's also can do print on demand as well. You can also do branding as well. So you've got packaging products, and you've got your packaging connection there too. When you get your store products, then what you can do is, if you already have store products and you're starting to use this, you can manually connect them. You'll see them under unconnected. Okay, so I can go connect it, and it'll take me to the store, obviously. And then you can connect them as well. So if you've got any unconnected products, you can sync your shop, and then find the product, and then you can connect them as well. So for this one, I might want to go connect to this one, and then I can choose it and I can manually connect it, right? So that's if you've already got a predetermined store. If you're using something like this, it'll automatically connect. It just gives you options so that you can connect it, so that when it comes to fulfillment, it's all automatically fulfilled. It uses credits. They've got a link in this file as well as in the description. You can get for free credits as well. That is an affiliate link as well that I've partnered with them. You've got your bundle products, you got your listed history, and your product design as well. I haven't specifically gone into that with dropshippers. They're not heavily interested in print on demand. That's a very different type, so we won't get into that too great. You got your cart, which is basically items that I've added to the cart there. Now the orders, this is where you got your purchase order. You can actually then get specific orders as well. So this is where you see you've got your awaiting, processing, invalid, all, pending, awaiting collection, ship. It's basically you just want to use these filters, right? And you can then do filters based on each of the stores, labels, and find a product if you're wanting to get an update, let's say for a shipping update for a customer, okay? I find that to be really, really handy. The other thing that I think is really important is great support. They do have great support. They will reach out to you via WhatsApp. I really like WhatsApp. I didn't in the past, but I quite like it now. And you also got their AI chatbot as well. Okay, there is sometimes a little bit of a language barrier, which always happens because they're a Chinese fulfillment center. But overall, it's really, really good. And the prices are really comparable. And this is where as well, I forgot to say, you got your inbound request. So you got your service product list. So you can get a warehouse quote for a certain product as well. So if you want to get it in their warehouse and you're scaling, you want to get it cheaper, you can do that. And then you got your inbound request as well, which is also for other ones as well, where you can add that in. Talk to the team if you need any help with basically doing a sourcing request, which allows you to source anything. The more that they can source for you, the more that you can scale, the more they're going to, make more money with you. So basically that's what you really need to know there. But for the most part, you will spend a lot of your time under the orders as well, because most of you will be just connecting it and then using it for fulfillment. If you use the link as well, you get credits so that you can get started even more for free, which I think is really, really cool. Wow, I thought that was a really good start. And you can see also my stock. So if you're using their warehouse, now, as I said, like I use for me, other 3PLs, but as a drop shipping, as starting, it's a really good starting point. I still recommend that you look at other options as well. If you're wanting super, super fast warehouse in a specific country, you will have to look at other options. But if you're wanting something from China that has, on average, 2 to 7 day shipping times, you can pay more as well for faster or slower shipping. Then that's really, really handy. And you can control that. Do you want fast shipping or do you want slower shipping? Obviously, the fast shipping costs you more, but you give a better customer experience. I always say that the shipping is still extremely cheap compared to if you're doing it via other like 3PLs and stuff. So I always look at it that you always want to go the fastest. The happier a customer is, the less customer service, the less disputes, the less refunds. It actually saves you a lot of money. So make sure you keep that in mind. That's just sort of all my experiences, and I'll be revealing more as I build out my brand there too. All right, so moving on. I've already gone through discounts. We've got product listings and, as I said, product images. So the main thing I wanted to say is you can use tools like Midjourney, Canva AI. I've got an AI UGC tool that I'll be revealing more soon. And I've also got a custom AI UGC flow that you can use in N8N. I'm testing both because I want to sort of test both. There are so many AI tools, and I've even started to test this other AI image tool that allows you to make really nice product images with benefits on it. So you don't need to use, learn some editing, while you can use tools like Adobe Premiere, Canva, remove backgrounds, spend the time. It does, I think the tool's like $50 a month that might save you a good few hours. Obviously, it depends on your budget, but I'll be looking into all options as I have some video content coming up on that to make sure it sort of fits for what your specific tailored needs are. So that pretty much concludes today's video. I hope this has been helpful. I plan to do more of these every month. There's more updates, and I obviously keep learning more and applying the best practices. As I said, comment the word dropship down below and like today's video if you want this, and I'll just send you this Google Doc. It just helps give you a framework. That's all I'm sort of after there when it comes to this. Any questions, of course, ask down below. Send me an email. More than happy to help. I really enjoy doing this stuff. I learn a lot too. It's always a good refresher doing these things. So other than that, I did want to say thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. Take care and goodbye.